Welcome back to another beautiful property tour, Rankin family. Today, we find ourselves in Brentwood, Tennessee again, looking at this beautiful luxury home for sale. And as always, I want to give a huge thank you to the listing agents, McLean Franks and Paxton Williams with Battleground Realty, for allowing us to tour their beautiful listing and bringing it to the channel. I'll leave all their information and the builders in the description below. So starting on the exterior, first thing you are noticing is the high pitch roofs. You have the shiplap siding as well as the painted brick. You also have the natural stone accents throughout the exterior. And look at those large windows. You're going to certainly see that whenever we walk inside. You have plenty of driveway available. So you have parking galore right here in the front, and you have the 4-car side-loaded garage over there to the left. We'll make sure you see that a little bit later on in the tour. So you'll see on top you have the composition roof as well as the metal roof going into our covered front porch. Look at our beautiful columns walking in. You have a gorgeous outdoor gas wall lantern. You can see that one. Look how large that one is. I don't know if the video will pick that up, but look at those tall windows right there. Gorgeous. And this is a beautiful time to do a property tour. So before we go ahead and get in, let me take off my shoes and get you inside. Wow. All right, so I'll let you take this in. Stunning. So the first thing, whenever you walk into the foyer, you see that you have the 2-story ceiling, beautiful chandelier hanging down. And then right over here to the left, you have this nice open formal dining room that connects over there to your kitchen. And then you're going to have hardwood floors throughout. You see we have the herringbone pattern initially when you walk in, and then you can see it continues over there. Look how open this is. And you get a sneak peek of the kitchen over there. We'll make our way slowly but surely, but look how open this is. Love our tall windows. As you can see, you have your floor registers that match the hardwood floors throughout. Then also you'll notice the recessed lights continues throughout. And then this would be continuing. You have your staircase over here to the left. You can see the 2-story continues. Right here, you have a storage closet right underneath the staircase. You can see it extends quite a bit back there. And then look at this kitchen. All right, family. So the first thing you see is you have 11-foot ceilings inside. You have the exposed wooden beams that run parallel with one another and surrounding the perimeter. Then you see the wood accents. Look at that. So gorgeous quartzite exterior on our fireplace. You can see you have the built-ins, the built-in cabinetry right here on the lower exterior. Then you see you have the sconces illuminating those paintings right there. So a nice little touch that they added. And look how deep this goes back here. Wow. This is gorgeous. So you see we have our sliders. Then you have 2 additional access points right there. And the cool thing is, you see you have the dual islands, but more importantly, one thing that's unique about this one is you see on the left side, we have our plastered range hood. Usually it's straight back there, so that's a nice little touch. Then you see we have our wet bar, cool. You can see we have our high-end countertops. Everything is waterfall, except for, of course, the bar area over here. And look at this. So you see our wine fridge with stacked cabinets on top. We have the gold handle right there. You can imagine serving drinks to your guests, having a good time. You got your sink. You just, clean out some of those cups. And then you head to this kitchen. Look at this. So what you'll notice is the exposed beams runs through the perimeter from the living room all the way to the kitchen. You can see that on top. The 11-foot ceilings continues. Look at this. So it looks like they kept it minimal with the cabinetry, which I know some of my long-term subscribers can certainly appreciate. You got the puzzled backsplash. You see the stacked cabinets continues back here. Now, you will also notice how large this range is, this range hood. Look at this. So right here on our stove, you have the monogram appliances. You have a 6-burner with the griddle right there on the right-hand side. You see this quartzite countertops. It looks similar to like a Taj Mahal quartzite, but really high end. I know you can appreciate that. So cool thing about this, you have the farmhouse sink inside of the island and an additional sink overlooking the backyard. Wow, so a lot of details. You see the cabinetry surrounds the island on both sides. You can see we got our gold hardware. You got your dishwasher, look at that. Making some noise. It's happy. But love this. You can imagine hanging out here with all the friends and all the family. What a beautiful sight to see. Okay, so you see we have our grids inside of our windows overlooking our backyard. Right over here to the right, you see you have your monogram refrigerator. And then over here to the left, this is going to be your freezer. And then of course you see you have the stack cabinets on top of both the refrigerator and the freezer. You got your built-in stainless steel microwave over here. You got a trash drawer. And then of course, you can see we have those inset cabinets. All right, so gorgeous. Then right over here, you have this quick access door to your driveway, of course. Then you also have an additional porch, which is cool. And then head in right here, look at this. Love this bonus room. You see you have the vaulted ceilings with the exposed beam, beautiful candle chandelier hanging down, candlelight chandelier. All the cabinets you need, inset continues. And like I mentioned earlier in the video, it's almost an acre. So you have a ton of space. You're in the highly desired Brentwood. And if you haven't been to Brentwood, I always recommend that you head out here and see for yourself. You might be wondering what's all the hype about, but really you don't know until you come out here. And trust me, I was the same way until I got out here and I was, oh, okay. Well, this one is your quick access door to your covered backyard patio. You see the columns, you got your fireplace, built-in kitchen. I'll save that towards the end for you. Just wanted to give you a little sneak peek or a little glimpse. Okay, so right before you head to, this is gonna be your single car garage. And then you have the other 3-car detached garage, or attached rather. Over there, we'll get to that in a second, and that'll make for a total of 4. You see your tankless water heater over here to the right. You have that quick access door again. So a ton of access points here, which is cool. You know, if the family's hanging out, depending on what part of your property they are in, they can get in no problem whatsoever. And then of course, you're most likely going to have a security system, so that way you don't have to worry. You have that peace of mind that everyone looks for. Okay, so let's make our way over here. Look at this. So you see you have a ton of storage shelving over here to the left. Right over here to the right, you see you have your hookup for your refrigerator, an additional sink. You got your shelving right above here, cabinet crowns on top, inset cabinets, a beverage cooler, dishwasher. So right here is clearly your scullery. Then you'll notice the hardwood flooring extends here, and then you walk right over here, and this will be your 3-car garage, and that will make for a total of 4-car garage, a 4-car garage. All right, so let me know what you're thinking about this one. Is this something you can see yourself living in? Are you as excited as me? Because this is stunning. Okay, so let's head to over here to the right. You see we have a coat closet right before we head into our guest suite. You see that we have a full bathroom, but let me show you the bedroom first. Look how open and spacious this is. That's a king size bed. You got your 2 nightstands right there, a dresser, and look how much walk room you have. I love this. Look how open this is. You can imagine walking in here. Now, mother-in-law suite, guest suite, you name it, whatever your primary purpose will be, this is certainly this will certainly accommodate. You see either your crown molding on top, and then right over here, you see our walk-in bathroom. So we have quartz countertops. You got the beautiful cabinetry right here. You have your sconce right above that, and then you see your walk-in shower. I love the raised ceilings continuing in here. You see beautiful shower surround with our nice, I believe it's like a rose gold, but I think it's champagne bronze. As far as the shower valve as well as the shower head. Okay. So even the matching floor registers right there, you see your built-in drawers, a ton of space. Now, if you want to keep this open, you can certainly do so. But if you wanted to add a pocket door here just to separate the two, you can do that later on. With it open, it looks still extremely elegant. And then you see right over here to the right, that would be your formal dining. Okay, so now I know what you're looking for. We're waiting for that primary suite. Let's get to it slowly but surely. So right over here to the right, let's tackle this. And then right behind me is the primary suite. We'll get to that. Now you see, you got your powder bath right here. Gorgeous vanity in there. Your sconces on both ends, as you can see. Ton of room. You got your crown molding on top. The crown molding even extends here. So you see in the powder bath, it was painted. Right here, they kept it neutral. And look how large this utility room is. Goodness gracious. So you have the checkered tile throughout here, quartz countertops, a ton of drawers and cabinets. See, you have your huge shelving right there. Nice tall windows bringing in this natural light. And just look how open this is. So a ton of counter space, another sink. You got your cabinetry right above your washer and dryer hookups again. Over here, look, you can even, look at this. You can have 3 people sitting down, folding clothes right there. Talk about leverage. You'll get that done in no time. Got your storage closet right here. I'm just amazed at how much space this is. And then you have an additional utility room upstairs. So we'll get to that a little bit later on, as if this isn't enough for you. Okay, so this would be an access point to, of course, your walk-in closet. But what I want to make sure to do is show you the primary suite first before we do that. I think it flows a little bit better. Let me slow down. Look at this. Gorgeous. So you see you have vaulted ceilings. You have the floating beams right across, running parallel with one another. Beautiful chandelier. Huge. Look how open this is. Love our tall windows, bringing in some more natural light. Every single room, you're going to see the abundance that you get. And then just a quick reminder, this is 7,294 square feet of interior living space. I love that. So if you have a growing family, a huge family now, fantastic. A growing family, great. And if not, and you just have the money to spare, this is a one-of-a-kind property, I'll tell you that. Okay, so let's take a look at our beautiful primary bath. You see our freestanding tub right here. We have the accent tile wall that runs from your walk-in shower over here to the left, all the way over here to the right. Beautiful chandelier hanging down right above. You see our quartzite countertops, sconces on both ends, his and hers sinks, inset cabinets, champagne bronze spout. Oh my goodness. And sometimes, you know, the video doesn't do it justice of actually being inside. So I always recommend, if this is something that you're planning to buy or you're in the market, it's always nice to go ahead and take a look for yourself and really get the scope, and have the family here too, I should mention. Look how large this walk-in shower is. I'll get inside here. So you see we have dual shower heads. You got the waterfall shower head hanging down as well. You know, rain shower head, whatever you want to call it. Then you have the shower bench on both ends. Let me turn you around, not make you too dizzy. Got your shower niche, your shower wand over there, 2 additional shower valves. That was my attempt at whistling if you didn't hear it. So you see we got the windows right above our mirrors. So a great area there. You see we have 2 water closets. So one over there to the right, an additional one here. And then let's take a look at our walk-in closet. So what's cool about this, and I believe this is the first time I've seen it, you have this LED lighting inside of the racks right here. So you can imagine how it'll illuminate your entire wardrobe. Love that. That even continues down here, up there. Goodness. And then you see on both sides you have built-in drawers. You got another, or at least additional windows right there, built-in shelving. Goodness gracious. That's really neat. I like that. Haven't seen that before. Great touch. And then I mentioned it earlier, but again, the builder is Tennessee Valley Home. So again, great job so far. And you can imagine walking out here. Look at this. One more glimpse. Fantastic job. Okay, so let's go ahead and get you upstairs so you can see the second level. There's a full kitchen, a bonus room, a playroom, all kinds of additional space up here, as if that wasn't enough for you. All right, so let's start over here to the right. So as you can see, we have crown molding that it continues and extends here. Nice large windows. You see we have a ton of space, so a full, I would say a king bedroom set could fit in here. Most likely you're gonna have a queen, but if you have the, have additional room, or you want to add that in here, you can certainly do so without compromising any space whatsoever. Look at this. So you see we have the quartz countertops. You have a full walk-in shower with the crown molding extending in here. And then right over here, your walk-in closet. Look how much room is in here. And then if you wanted to possibly build in some shelving down the road, you can certainly do that, depending on the primary purpose of this bedroom for you. Okay, so the cool thing about this is this would be a playroom, I would say. I mean, you already have your built-in bunk beds here. You see the shiplap. You already got the ladder right there. So a ton of room. This will be your attic, as you can see. My kids would have a ball in here. I always worry about them falling from the top bunk bed, so I don't have to, maybe put some bean bags down there or something, just to lighten the blow. All right, and right over here to the right, you see some storage shelving, a little storage closet. And I hope you folks have had a great holiday. I certainly did. It's back to touring. I had to take a small little break, but we are back at it. So this is an additional bedroom, as you can see, built-in drawers. Got all the built-in racks that you need, built-in shelving, and then additional storage door right there for an additional attic. But this one's gonna have a ton of room as well. Like I always mention, something, or at least a home over 5,000 square feet, you are gonna be good to go as far as the secondary bedroom. So that's what's beautiful about this. See the crown molding extending again. Looks like we have that champagne bronze throughout. And then the quartz countertops and your inset cabinets. So love this. And I promise you that you will see that kitchen, that additional kitchen up here, but I just want to show you right above the foyer. You see your pendant light hanging down right there, right above your staircase landing. This will be your second powder room. See how much space that we have in there? And look at that, you can already get a glimpse. I'll show you that in a second. This was your second utility room right here, family. So as you can see, we already have our washer pan there, washer and dryer hookup. You're good. So throughout this entire property, you see that we have the crown molding extending here, waterfall countertops, pendant lights hanging down right above our island. You have a beverage cooler right there to the left, or beverage fridge, whatever you want to call it. An additional sink, and look how open this is. Perfect. Let me show you around here. So you have the vaulted ceilings, recessed lights, 2 chandeliers hanging down in here. You got the shiplap, the vertical shiplap. Then you have the built-ins, all the cabinetry that you need, and just look how open this is. Wow, fantastic job. Just the materials, the floor plan, the entire layout has been nothing short of exceptional. And I like to go on this angle just to show you from this scope or this view. So you'll notice the gold continues throughout here, the brass, you'll see that throughout, champagne bronze. So all the hardware has been fantastic. And then look at this additional bonus room. Look at this. Look at the depth on here. So we always talk about that, you know, you see that you have the family room right over there with the built-in kitchen. You see we have the pendant lights hanging down, but you can add whatever your imagination can think of in here. So if you wanted to have an air hockey table, the pool table, you can have the fun. Your children would love it. Your family would love it. Gosh, I would love it. So you can invite me over anytime. I just invited myself, but you see that we have an attic door right there. Love how large this room is. Let me see if I can. So as far as this one, on the floor plan, they call it a theater room. So if you wanted to have it as a theater room, you can certainly do that. Out there, you saw that bar area. Wouldn't call it a kitchen. However, it's certainly, you know, has a sink and the beverage cooler there. You can do a lot of things that you could do. Of course, you don't have the stove and other stuff, all the luxuries that you would have in a full kitchen. But I love that. Now, I just wanted to see the size. So this is about, to put it in perspective, this is about 12 feet by 39 feet. So that'll just kind of give you a scope of that. I wanted to make sure you knew that. So sometimes the video really can't pick up how large the room is, especially when you don't have anything to compare it to. So I hope that helps a little bit for you. Okay. So an additional bedroom, extremely large, huge bedroom. You got your ensuite right over here to the right. Then the separate walk-in closet. This one, you see we have the shower tub combo, quartz countertops, inset cabinets. Got your sconce right above your mirror. And then right here, nice size walk-in closet with our built-in drawers, hardwood flooring throughout, 0 carpet we have seen in here, which I would say 9 out of 10 times is a good thing, hopefully for you. Got a nice storage closet. And then we continue over here. And this is a flex room. So as you can see in here, flex room on the floor plan, they call it a craft room. So arts and crafts, you see you have your recess section over here. You got your pendant light hanging down. The crown molding extends in here. But if you wanted to use this as a study, a flex room, an additional playroom, possibilities, definitely endless. And that's what's great about a lot of this room. You know, sometimes you just have so much space that, you know, you can do whatever you want to with it. Okay. So if you haven't done so, please let me know in the comments below what you think about this one. Give this video a like if you liked it, of course. If you didn't, you know, I just say leave it alone. You don't have to do a dislike. I would appreciate it. But of course, I really do appreciate the continued support. And then last but not least, let's go ahead and end our tour in the backyard. And then also, I just love the fact that the refrigerator as well as the freezer was paneled. That's what's great about that. Okay, so this didn't look like a door. I'm not going to embarrass myself by trying to open that up. Let's open the sliders up. All right. That was a pellet door. So it has a little lock on it towards the back, but look at this. Okay, so you see you have the wooden ceiling. You got a heater right above there. You have two of those. Love this. Built-in grill. You got your stainless steel range hood, additional counter space. You got another sink. Blaze is the brand. They even added this, family. Got a nice backsplash up there. And then look at the full scope over here. So you see you got the wooden columns. You see that we have the painted brick as far as the entire exterior of the fireplace. You got this tiling over here, wooden columns. You can see how much backyard space. There's been times where we've had the good fortune of, you know, touring some property and then the positioning of the property, you know, didn't make sense. But in this instance, I love this, that we have a ton of backyard space. You see we are completely fenced in here. And then you have that private patio over there. I love that. That would be where that little game room is. You can have mature trees throughout. You can add the playground. You can add the trampoline. You can add a full pool out here. Huge pool if you want to. And if you do, like I said, once it's done, invite me over. I'm more than happy to come out here, and that's me extending my offer. But anyway, other than that, family, that was another beautiful property tour. All right, Rankin family, that was another beautiful home tour. Let me know in the comments below what you thought about this beautiful home by Tennessee Valley Homes. Is this a property that you can see yourself living in? Would you make any modifications? If so, let me know in the comments below. Of course, if you want more information about this home or any home we showcase, reach out to the information below. We'll get you taken care of. Consider hitting that subscribe button so you don't miss a tour every single week. And I'll see you folks on the next property tour. Welcome back to another fantastic property tour, Rankin family. Today, we are located in Hollywood Park, Texas, near San Antonio, looking at another gorgeous luxury home. And I want to give a huge thank you to the listing agent, Jeremy Cobb with Magnolia Realty, and the builder, Schwartz Homes, for making this tour possible. As always, I'll leave all of the information in the description below. Now, starting on the exterior, family, the first time we've seen a modern farmhouse on this channel in months, and I'm excited about this one. Now, you do have the brick board and batten on the exterior. Over there to the left, you have a long driveway leading you to your 3-car garage. You're on a little over 2/3 of an acre, and you have plenty of space in the front and the back. So I'll turn you around so you can see how much yard space you get right here, and then we'll go ahead and continue. Now, you are going to have the gas lanterns on the exterior, the beautiful massive covered front porch right there. But what's neat about this is the cedar columns and the cedar window headers. Really nice, a timeless look to this property, adds a ton of character. And always, I do welcome your feedback in the comments below. Now, you do have some landscaping, as you can see, but look at this. Beautiful from the outside right here. You have the herringbone pattern brick on the flooring, as you can see. Plenty of space to have some rocking chairs out here and just have a peaceful time. Now, you are going to have the double front door right here with the glass panes, as you can see. And let's go ahead and get you inside this beautiful property. Okay, so now right when you walk in, you are greeted with this intimate foyer. I'll turn you around so you can see the front doors from the inside. Love the elegant sconces as soon as you do walk in, and it is quite spacious as soon as you do walk in. Now, starting right over here, look at the study. So you already have your built-in shelving right there. They already painted it. You have double pocket doors, and you'll see this, so a nice discreet look. And then I'll show you how roomy it is in this room. Love it. So a ton of space to work with. I do appreciate the staging, but as always, you can rearrange this to your own personal liking, just depending on your personal needs. But with the furniture in here, it just gives you an idea how much room you got inside the office. Okay, now let's go ahead and head to the great room. So I'll do a full pan and then we'll start over there. Beautiful. So a nice interactive floor plan, as you can see, from the great room, open concept dining area, and the kitchen. But starting over here, look at this elegant gas fireplace. You see your built-ins, the arches. Love that theme. You know, we've seen that in a few homes, and really it just, like I mentioned earlier, adds some character to the property. You are going to have the Taj Mahal quartzite counters right there. Beautiful floating shelves. You see your sconces right there illuminating your decor, and just a nice look. Love the custom cabinet doors matching the oak flooring right here. And then look at this. Beautiful. So you see, you have your doors leading you to your outdoor covered backyard patio. We'll get to that a little bit later on in the tour, but I just love how roomy and spacious it is. So if you are entertaining and you have the family here, this is going to be a place to be. Beautiful. So since we're already in the common areas, let's go ahead and continue here. I don't want to keep you waiting to see this beautiful kitchen. Just look how elegant this looks. So if you have some family right over here having a good time, no one's excluded from any conversations whatsoever. But the one thing I know you can appreciate is the sink overlooking your backyard right there. So you have this massive quartzite countertop right here where your island is. You see you got your bar area, two-tone counters and cabinets. You see that. So right over here, you have the leather-honed granite countertops. You have a pot filler. We talked about that. Monogram stainless steel range. Beautiful custom vent hood right there as well. So really complements the cabinetry and all the counters itself. Beautiful. So you got your built-in monogram microwave right over here. I'm going to open up some of these cabinets for you. So right here, you're going to have a pull-out organizer drawer right here. So keep everything in orderly fashion. But then I also love our two spice racks right over here. So you have this one right here you can take advantage of, and then the additional one right here. So if you are just cooking right here, you're right next to getting, you know, your rotisserie seasoning, your paprika, oregano, all the above. I'm just a big fan of the rotisserie seasoning. I put that on everything. I guess I'm quite basic, if you want to say. So now you got your pendant lights over your island, as you can see. Then I'm gonna turn you around and show you the view from your sink. Beautiful. So while everyone's out there having fun, and unfortunately you're doing the dishes, you just go ahead and wrap that up real quick, and then you can go have some fun in the backyard. But right over here, you got your stainless steel monogram dishwasher. Right over here, you got a trash drawer on this side. And then quite frankly, you have an additional trash drawer on that side. So if you are prepping things, you can go ahead and, you know, throw the waste in there without having to walk all the way over to this side. And then let's open up some of the drawers. Everything is soft closed, as you can see. And then you see the beautiful champagne bronze. So this one is like that alabaster paint, that cream or off-white, but you have the stacked cabinets on top as well. And then you have the panel ready refrigerator. I'll show you that. Look at this. So not the most massive, but still a ton of space in there. It certainly will accommodate any food storage you can imagine. And then over here, you have some additional storage. And don't worry, we do have a pantry. I'll show you that in just a second. I won't forget about that. Okay, so now if that wasn't enough, you got your bar area straight ahead over here, the continuation of the leather honed granite countertops, and then your sconce, custom cabinet doors over here, and then a wine fridge right here to take advantage of. Perfect place if you are entertaining. Okay, so we'll continue back that way in just a moment. Let me go ahead and show you this section of the house, and then we'll make our way around. So now heading to the first bedroom right over here. Plenty of space, a lot of breathing room to take advantage of. You do have an LED ceiling fan straight ahead. You have the grids inside the windows, but for this style of house, that's certainly what's gonna be the best fit for this one. Oftentimes when we see a modern farmhouse, you don't see a ton of picture windows. Of course, we could see that change, but at least in my experience, after going and looking at a ton of these houses, the windows with the grids just fit this style of property, in my opinion. So now you have a closet right here, double doors. This is gonna be a shared bathroom right here, but it is a full bathroom. You see the shiplap accent wall here, the black sconces, champagne bronze, and then the leathered countertops right over here. Custom cabinetry again, but then that brass hardware. And then as I turn you around, you do have a spacious walk-in shower. Open this up for you. Look at that. Got your shower niche over there. So plenty of space to work with, and glass enclosed. Okay, so that would be shared with your guests right there. I'll start over here to the right and we'll make our way around. So this is gonna be a Jack and Jill bath. I know, based on the feedback, some folks are not the biggest fans of Jack and Jill, especially at, price points of $1 million plus. A lot of folks like to see, en suites in each one of the bedrooms, but I think this one still is a fantastic property. And this one's listed at the time of this recording right now as we speak for just under $2 million. So after we get done with the tour, let me know if you find that listing price certainly, feasible for this property, or if you see the values there. So this one's gonna have a bigger closet, as you can see. You have a walk-in on this one. The other one you did not so much, but right here, you got your dual sinks, quartz countertop, shiplap accent wall, beautiful, elegant sconces. You got your wooden mirror frame right there, chrome faucet. Right behind me is your tile closet. And then that shiplap wainscoting, as you can see right here, the lap siding. And then this one's gonna be the shower tub combo. You have chrome in here, and even the chrome toilet paper holder. But look, you already got your hooks built in, and this is a spec home ready to go. An additional towel closet. And then your next bedroom, look at this. So, a queen bed would fit perfectly in here. Moderately sized nightstands on both sides and a dresser, and you certainly will still have a ton of walk-in space. But this one does have a walk-in closet. Okay, so we have 1, 2, and that was the other one as we saw. So that was 3 bedrooms right there, as you can see. So one had a shared bathroom, and then the other one had the Jack and Jill. Okay, so since we're on this side right here, if you haven't, I appreciate you sticking around with me, because the pantry is right over here. So you have a pocket door right here, and then look at this. You got your working pantry. You already got your counters to go ahead and prep all your additional food, all the shelving you can imagine. And then you have your bar area right here. You want to use this as a coffee station, you can certainly do so. Now off over here, we are going to have our primary suite. Okay, so nice, simple, elegant chandelier hanging down. You got your king size bed, your 2 nightstands. You see the space that you have on both sides. And then this one, of course, is going to be overlooking your backyard. So if you wanted to add a chair or a nice little reading area, you can certainly do so. You see how much room that you still have available. Extremely versatile. And let's see our ensuite. Okay. So Taj Mahal quartzite countertops in here, that champagne bronze, beautiful sconces. You got your designated cosmetic area over there. Look at this. You got your own section to take advantage of, custom inset cabinetry. And then in the kitchen, it was overlay cabinets. You can go ahead and rewind and see that. Now you do have your timeless freestanding tub right here, picture window, or not picture window, but your window right above there. You got a water closet to the right, and look how spacious this walk-in shower is. So before you head in there, you see the arch, but look at that. You got your rain shower head there. You got a ledge to take advantage of, and then all you need is a bench, and you are good to go. But you already got your shower wand. You will not have to worry about getting clean in there, I'll tell you that. So the oak floor continues this way, right? But let's take a look at our closet. So you have a nice built-in drawer over here to take advantage of. You got your sconce. You can go ahead and add a mirror right there. You still have space. Okay. So you still have a ton of shelving available. You see your double doors leading you in here. And I love that it's kind of sectioned off. So you don't really have to say it, right? You can tell that on that side will be your partners, and you have this side. You don't have to worry about commingling your wardrobes. You have a ton of space. And if you need to have that conversation, you know, it shouldn't be too hard. Beautiful. So extremely elegant, a lot of great materials that they utilize in here, especially for, you know, a spec home. I really love what they did inside of here. And if you haven't, let me know. Please do. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I keep saying that throughout the video, but I really love when you guys do engage. It means the world to me, and I really appreciate it. Okay, so we already seen that section of the house, primary suite. Let's go ahead and take a look over here. So now you have a quick access door leading you to your driveway. You see that straight ahead. Then you see the shiplap wainscoting again. You got more of that, you know, darker green. I wouldn't call it a forest green. It's an interesting color. But then look at this. So now you got your mud room. And if you haven't guessed it, right next to it is the 3-car garage. We'll see that in just a moment. And then your utility room. And I know I talk about that all the time. When I say utility room, I get at least a comment every week saying that is a laundry room. So if you want to say laundry room, let's go ahead and go with that. You got a folding counter here. You see your sink straight ahead. And then look at this. I haven't seen this feature. Really neat. Okay. It look like a spice rack, but I guess you can put, you know, some dryer balls in there or something. Let me know what you use that for. But it is soft closing. You still have a slot for a decent sized washer and dryer, and a ton of space to work with. And then right over here you can hang your coats or anything like that. And then as we take a quick left right over here, look at this 3-car garage. Extremely spacious. You see straight ahead right over there, you can, you know, fit maybe a dirt bike or a golf cart or something like that. You still have a ton of space over there. So I love when they add that specific nook area or recessed area to take advantage of. And then look at this. You got floating shelves, additional counter space. It's already built in, so it's ready to go. You don't have to worry about that. And then look at that. You see you got your wood soffit right over there. Plenty of driveway space. If you are entertaining, you are good to go. You might have just seen that wasp. I tell you, Texas, we have some wasps out here. Wasps and mosquitoes. Okay, so we already seen downstairs. I love this area here. Very versatile as well. So once we head up here, look at this. Look how giant this room is. Perfect for a game room, but more importantly, accommodating all of your guests. I mean, gosh, sometimes the video doesn't do it justice, and especially when we don't have any furniture in here, sometimes it doesn't do it as well. But if you want to use this as a nice media space, a game room, to have that ping pong table, you could fit the pool table in here, an L-shaped couch, a sectional, and an 85-inch TV straight ahead, and you will certainly be good to go. You got some built-in cabinetry over there and counter space. So if you wanted to add that popcorn machine or that cotton candy machine, depending on your, your personal needs or likes, you can do that. Now here you got your attic space, but look at that. You got spray foam insulation here. You still have a ton of room to work with over there. So you can store anything you can imagine in there. Now, full bathroom here. Look at that. Shower tub combo here. And then the granite with that elegant off-white sconce with the gold hardware. And then you also have some additional windows, bringing in some natural light. As we talked about, sometimes if you are going to use that as more of a theater room or something like that, or you want to have that versatility, you can go ahead and add some blinds and, have that blacked out right there. You don't have to worry about it. Maybe even some drapes. Got a storage closet here. And now this is a bonus room here. So if you wanted to use this as a full gym, or if you use that as a game room, more of an entertaining space, you can certainly add this as your theater room. Just go ahead and have these windows blacked out and you are certainly good to go. But let me know in the comments what you would use this space for. Certainly is welcome, and very comfortable carpet right here, I tell you. Especially, that's why I like taking off my shoes, not to, obviously be respectful of the property and not truck any dirt in, but also I get the good fortune to feel the carpet. You see that spray foam installation. And I know I got in a comment or two about that, getting a better close up of the type of insulation they use, maybe the HVAC system. So hopefully this kind of helps for you. And then look how much space you still have over here. Golly. A ton of room. Okay. So it looks like we didn't miss a thing in the house. Hopefully we didn't. I feel like I'm a little bit better about that. Previously, 6 months ago, I would always miss a room, and it was so frustrating to me when I'd go back and, of course, it's kind of too late. We already have other homes scheduled and stuff like that. So I'm just like, I do apologize for that. And then I'll give you one more look before we head outside. Beautiful. So, I really like this, and I would love to, I'll find out a little bit more about the builder, but I've seen some similarities between this house and some of the Nashville houses. If you stuck with me throughout the time we were in Nashville, I see a lot of similarities. Okay, so now heading out here, brick flooring, but then more importantly, you have your outdoor fireplace here. You got your massive ceiling fan, the soffit, the wood soffit, board and batten continues this way. You just open up those doors right over there and over there in the dining area, and you have that indoor outdoor living. And then if that's not enough, you have the extension for your covered backyard patio right here. Look at this. So a ton of space to entertain, multiple spots to take advantage of. And then look at this, the mature trees. Beautiful. And this can all be yours. And like I said, it is first come, first serve. So make sure you take advantage if that is something that you are interested in. But other than that, family, that was another beautiful luxury home tour. All right, Rankin family, that was it for this beautiful luxury home right here in Hollywood Park, Texas. Let me know in the comments what you thought about this particular modern farmhouse. Is this something you can see yourself living in? Would you make any changes? If so, let me know in the comments below. If you want more information about this home or any home we showcase, reach out to the information in the description. Consider hitting that subscribe button so you don't miss a tour every single week. And I'll see you folks on the next property tour.